This video is very much like the one we did before with the cubic, not the cubic, but the quadratic functions. We're going to do two cubic functions. We're going to find the slope of the tangent line and the graph f and the tangent line. And the main reason I wanted to go over this one, it's really no different than the quadratic ones, but because sometimes these can be a little more difficult, especially this first one we're going to do here. We're going to have to do factor by grouping, and so we're going to go over that and make sure that you get the algebra on it. Okay, so basically we're doing the same thing. I recommend you watch the quadratic functions first when you're trying to find the slope of the tangent line, and then watch this one. We have the same slope formula here, and we're going to put it in point slope form and find the equation of the tangent line. So the first one we have is f of x equals x cubed plus x. And we want to find the tangent line at this point right here. So again, we just use our formula. The slope of the tangent line equals the limit as x approaches our c part, which is here, the 2, equals f of x minus f of 2 over x minus 2. And what we're going to get is f of x is x cubed plus x. And then out in the cloud here, I'm going to plug in 2, and you get 2 cubed plus 2, and that's going to give you plus 10 over x minus 2. Now here's where the problem comes. You can't factor the numerator here. So there's some tricks that you can do, and the trick we're going to do is we're going to break out. Oh, this should be a minus 10, sorry. I knew you all saw that. Okay, minus 10. You still can't factor that. So what we're going to do is rewrite 10, and we're going to use the difference of the cubes formula to help solve this. So I'm going to write this as x cubed minus 8 plus x minus 2. Now all I did was break down the 10 with negative 8 and negative 2. So you know this part here follows our cubic formula, which would be x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4. And then you have your plus x minus 2. Now, and this is 1 times x minus 2. Okay? So basically, what we're used to seeing is it more like this. I'm going to rewrite it real quick. X squared plus 2x plus 4 times x minus 2 plus 1 times x minus 2. And what you do is you group these two together. You group this with this. So I'm going to rewrite this as x squared plus 2x plus 4 plus 1 times x minus 2. Okay? Which gives us x squared plus 2x plus 4 plus 5. No, it's not plus 4. It's actually plus 5 here. Plus 5 times x minus 2. So this is the little trick in here, the factor by grouping. This is all over x minus 2, and we're taking the limit as x approaches 2 on all this. So this all carries down. All right, now we cross out the x minus 2, and now we can plug in the 2. When you plug in the 2 here, you're going to get the slope. So 2 squared plus 4 plus 5, that's going to equal all 13. Did that on my head, and I'm trying to save space here. So now I have to find the equation of my tangent line, and that's just very simply y minus my 10, which is right here, the y part, equals my slope, 13 times x minus 2, which is this part right here. And we distribute, and we're going to get y minus 10 equals 13x minus 26. We add the 10 to both sides, we get y equals 13x minus 16. So there's your equation of the tangent line. All right. So I do have a video on factoring by grouping. So you might want to look at that for simpler ones to get the gist of what I was saying right in here. All right, I graphed it, and again, don't laugh at my graphs. It's really hard to draw on the iPad, but I drew the cubic function here by factoring out the x. I get x squared plus 1, so I know I have a intercept here at 0. So when y is 0, my x is 1. And I just drew the characteristic curve of the cubic function. And this is my graph. This is my line here. Now the next one is not so difficult like the other one. So this one is going to go a little faster. We're going to have find the slope of the tangent line as the limit of x as x approaches 1 of f of x minus f of 1, that's this part again, for x minus 1, which is x cubed minus x squared minus, and it's always a good idea, that's the graph, to plug that in. So when you plug in the 1 here, you're going to get 0. So basically we're just left with the limit as x approaches 1 of x cubed minus x squared over x minus 1. I'm going to factor that limit as x approaches 1. I'm going to factor out the x squared. Sorry again, x squared. And then I have x minus 1 over x minus 1. And this is what our desired result is, so we can cancel this out. Or you can't take the limit because your denominator will be 0. And we find the limit is 1. Okay, you just plug in 1. You get 1 squared is 1. Now we're going to do our equation. So we're going to have y minus 0 equals 1 times x minus 1. So basically our line equals x minus 1. And I did the graph here. And this is our equation of the secant line. I graphed the characteristic curve of the cubic function by factoring, and noticed my x-intercepts here. And I drew the line. This line hits right here, and that's your tangent line. The next video I'm going to do is over the tangent lines to a line, and I'm just going to do 2 problems on that as well. It'll be a very short video.